Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty78609. Let's go take a Sunday morning drive. If that beeping will stop, I got to hook up my seatless belt. But anyway, guys, what we're going to talk about is anticipation. Remember the song by Carly Simon years and years ago, Anticipation? Well, that's me. I'm in the anticipation mode. What she was in, though, she was in the mode of anticipating a romantic interlude with her lover. And I guess my lover, as I'm a full-time RVer, my lover is the road. You know what I mean? Just like a sailor on the sea. My ocean is the road, traveling. But yeah, and do I feel anticipatory, or do I feel the anticipation? Yeah, I do. I'm getting ready to take a trip for several months, probably. Who knows? Whatever I choose to do. But yeah, it's there's anticipation. It's a good feeling, man. It's kind of like I've got a date with a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm just fixing to go and pick her up, and baby, I am woo-wee on fire. Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel. I mean, I start getting the old adrenaline rush, and I'm old. I'm 76 years old. So yeah, but I can still get that old adrenaline rush. I just don't do much with it anymore. But yeah, guys, so for those of you that RV or are thinking about it or whatever, the anticipation of the journey is a good part of the total adventure of being out on the road full time, no doubt. And the part that the lyric she adds in there, these are the good old days. Well, let me say this also. I totally agree with that. These are the good old days. When you look back, it seems like the good old days were, you know, some people it's much farther back. But the good old days started. Well, of course, I've had a lot of good old days. I have to admit that. No brag, just fact. And I've had some bad days, as we all have. But the anticipation of the upcoming adventure is a wonderful, wonderful feeling for me. So we're going to be leaving out of here Tuesday morning. I've already gone over my plans. Well, it's not really a plan. It's I made a reservation at a state park. I'll let you know when I get there, because I'm not sure if I'll end up there or not, but more than likely. But getting everything organized, like I've talked about before in other videos, is part of the whole package, man. And so we're just going to go take a drive right now. I'm just rambling and thinking about the upcoming trip, and the fact that I'm able to do it. And, you know, I've thought of, other ways to do this. You know, I've thought about possibly getting you know me, I've looked at every possibility. You know, I've gone camping in a Toyota Prius. I actually lived in it off and on for 5 years. Yeah, that was not the easiest thing I've ever come up with, but I have to say this, looking back, it was probably the most adventurous thing I have done by far. But yeah, I've looked at vans and all kind of other things, and but you know, to get a van, a high box van that you can stand up in and get it all set up, hell, you're probably looking at $40,000 or more now. And you know, I've got the perfect setup for anybody, including myself, that wants to live full time in an RV. Why? Because it's fully self-contained. I have a 2021 Thor 4 Winds 22E Class C motorhome, and it is the perfect RV for me at this phase of my life. Why? It's fully self-contained. It's got a 4,000 watt onboard generator that will power everything and uses the fuel out of the gas tank. It uses about a half a gallon an hour, which at today's prices would be about $2 an hour. And but you know, you're not going to run it all day. You just run it at those times when you need to charge the battery, or maybe run the microwave or whatever else you might want to do. But unfortunately, I don't do those things. And occasionally, you also might want to run the AC. But I try to get air conditioner. But I try to get in those areas and elevations where it's cool, you know, in the summer. So, and that's what this adventure is all about. It's kind of like being the migratory species we were 1,000 years ago when we went from the north to the south and south to the north and all that stuff. Go ahead. But having said all that, guys, yeah, we are moving out here soon. Oh, I'll come back. Am I going to sell this place here? No, I have no plan to sell it. Does that mean I won't sell it? No, it just means I don't have a plan to do it right now, you know. And my son's going to come down tomorrow, I think, for a little visit, my oldest boy. And we're going to chat about some things, and yeah, we'll see where we go from there. But, you know, there's such a parallel between, I watch a few sailing videos. Like I watch Sailing Uma, there's one I think called Sailing Merriweather, Sailing Florence, you know, those three, but I watch those occasionally. And of course, you know, they're always repairing. All I ever see them do is repairing their sailboats, you know. I mean, that's it. It's just one long repair, you know what I mean? And because there's always something broken. And you have to be a real generalist repairman to do and enjoy sailing, you know, in addition to all the stuff you need to know about navigation and avoiding issues. But whenever you dock at a marina, that's the same thing as an RV park to me. And when you're sailing on the wide open ocean, I realize you got a lot more open space. I'm certainly not going to say there's a parallel there, but it's similar to RVing in that you can get in some areas where you see the wide open spaces in the western USA where you just see for miles and there's not another human being around. And on the ocean, of course, you could be 1,000 miles from somebody, particularly in the Pacific. You know, it's huge. 2/3 of the world's surface is water. And anyway, we're just cruising. This is Bracketville. You know, we're just Bracketville, Texas. Not too far from the Texas or U.S.-Mexico border. It's 47 degrees right now. This is March the something-teenth. I don't know what it is. 13th, I think. Sunday morning coming down. But yeah, if you want to listen, Carly Simon and James Taylor, I think they were married for a while, but they made some strong ass music, man. At least in my opinion. A lot of you guys might not like it, but yeah, they did. And I liked her voice. You know, she had a big mouth, you know, sort of, and seemed like she had more teeth than most people too. But out of that mouth came some beautiful music. And yeah, James Taylor too. It's easy stuff, you know. It kind of tells a story sometimes. Why am I talking about that? I don't know, because I'm running out of steam on this other stuff, I guess. And this is the school here. Let me turn this thing to the right so you can see something besides just the highway. Yeah, we're just cruising, guys. Just a nonsense, laid back, chill out day, Sunday morning. And yeah, anticipation. God, I can hear her singing that, you know, that word, you know, because she, you know, anticipation, you know, I mean, she drags it on out about 6 syllables, you know, and but yeah, anticipation is one of the keys to the puzzle of RVing. You know, you anticipate the event, you prepare for it, of course, then you get in your RV the day of the trip, and you take off and get 500 miles from home and realize that you forgot 20% of the things you wanted to take. I mean, or you realize that you left stuff laying on the ground at the RV park, state park, or wherever you were, you know. Have I ever had that happen to me? Not often, no. Because I don't take much. I don't put much out, you know. And, you know, there's a car naturally right on my bumper here. Well, it was, and now he's pulled over. Well, now this guy's going to. So just about the time I do my fake turn, everybody turns. But be that as it may, yeah, you anticipate, then you get on the road, make it a reality, and there you are driving down the highway, and to me, that is the high point, or one of the high points of the trip, is just knowing that you've cut the umbilical cord from wherever you were, and you're going. You're on the road again. Whether you're full-time or not, going from point A to point B is always an adventure and a good feeling, you know. And I've planned some sites, you know, I've kind of mapped it out in my mind. Does that mean I'm going to do what I've mapped out? No, but that's part of the fun of doing RVing. I'm driving a little slower. I'm only going like 35 miles an hour, so you don't get a lot of road noise. Why? Because the external mic, it now works, but it makes a funny sound. You know, it doesn't sound right naturally. So this is a highway that goes to Rock Springs, Texas from Brackettville. It's a windy ass road, but it's a pretty drive. You go right through the heart or part of the Texas Hill Country. And yeah, it shows Brackettville city limit, population 1,740. Yep, I'm excited. I feel good. I mean, I don't know what it does, man. It's like you take a mental bath. Whenever I start getting ready for one of these trips, I just come out of a shell. It's like I'm being hatched. You know what I mean? And of course, I mentioned this in the video this morning. The place I live now, Fort Clark Springs, is a retirement area, and they get a lot. The average age there, I swear, is probably 75 to 80. I mean, yeah, that's not bad. You know, I'm just saying that. But you don't want to be around a lot of old folks all the time when you're already old. You know what I mean? Why? Well, gosh, you want to be around some younger people to inspire you to do some younger things. You know, watch kids. You know, I don't know how many of you have the opportunity to be around your grandkids that are 6, 8, 10, 12 years old, whatever. Shit, you know, they're like little mice. You know, they're just active as hell. They always got something going on. They'll run outside and play. Some of them, I guess. And yeah, and so you got to kind of take up that stuff yourself. You know, it doesn't mean you got to go out in your front yard and scream, but wouldn't be a bad idea. See what your neighbors do. But be that as it may, I'm gonna take a bite of my chocolate almonds here and have me a swallow of tea. Beautiful day. This is the way for me to enjoy a Sunday morning. You know, what will I do when I'm on the road? Can I just have my motorhome? Same thing. I get ready to take a drive, I don't give a damn if gasoline's $4 a gallon. I'm going to go do what the hell I want to do as long as I can. And when I got to stop, I will. But I'm in charge of me. And I know those people are manipulating the oil prices, gasoline prices worldwide, just like they have for 100 years or more. And I'm not going to be a puppet on the end of their string. I refuse. I may be a hobo under a bridge, but I refuse. My God. It's so pretty to drive out here because there's hardly ever any traffic. I've actually driven all the way from Brackettville to Texas to Rock Springs, and it's about 60 miles on this road, and only met 2 cars, and never had anybody behind me the whole way. I met them, they were coming from the other way. Is that a busy highway? I wouldn't say so. And you can do the same thing when you leave Del Rio, Texas, heading west, going out through Comstock, and then cutting up to maybe Fort Stockton or wherever to get on Interstate 10. You wonder if the world ended, you know. Where did everybody go? But out here on the right, I don't know if I've passed it yet or not, I don't think. This is where John Wayne many years ago did the movie The Alamo, and the old buildings are still there. You just can't go to them. They used to charge a fee, and you could go in and walk around the recreation of the Alamo. And but you can't now. You can apparently, if you have a group, you can make arrangements, and the people that own the ranch will let you go there for a fee. But anyway, I ain't going there today. I'm just telling you, it's out there on the right hand side. You can't see it from the road, unfortunately. But this old brush country that you're looking at here is pretty much where I'm headed. There won't be a big change. The only real change will be, it'll be the higher elevation, cooler temperatures, but coming up for the summer, of course. But the wide open views. I mean, I like that high desert view, man. I do. I mean, I really was, as you know, very close to buying a place out in the high desert near Carrizozo, New Mexico. But the deal fell through for whatever reason. But am I glad I did it? Yeah, I am, because what I've got now works a little better for me, because at least it gives me a winter place, and also it's a place that will appreciate in value, so it's a good investment overall. And from there I can go like this next year coming up in the winter, January and February. I think I'm going to go down south to Lake Zapata. Is it Lake Zapata? I think so. Yeah. Near Roma, Texas. Spend a month or two. Why? Just because I can. And it's a little warmer there in the winter. And I just like the flavor of that whole area, man. I do. I like being close to the Mexican border and the Mexican people. No problem with me, though. No problemo here. I grew up with Mexican, Hispanics in Kennedy, Texas. Went to school with them. Let me tell you guys, there's a few bad apples in every barrel, every culture. You can't generalize. Do I? Have I? Sure. This old guy here, the sheriff, or constable or something, he'd probably wonder why I'm going so slow. He'll probably follow me, hell, because they got a lot of problems with drugs in this area and illegal aliens. An illegal alien. It sounds like somebody from Mars, But anticipation, guys. I am anticipating the event. Can you remember the rush that you felt when you went on a date when you were like 16 years old? Woo! God almighty. I can. Because I was kind of shy anyway. And believe it or not, I was. And I'd almost get physically ill, man. But once we got on the date, man, I was all hands. Every girl will tell you that. I'm sure that aggravated the crap out of girls back in the teenage years. All the young boys were like octopuses. They all had their little hands everywhere. Yeah. Oh God! But I remember one of the girls, I won't mention any name, but I was really, quote, in love with. I think I was like 12 or 13 in that range. Right in the peak of the hormones. And anyway, I met her. Her mother wouldn't let her go out with me because I was kind of wild. I had a motor scooter, and she thought that was dangerous, but I wasn't going to pick her up on the motor scooter. We were just going to walk to the movie. But anyway, she didn't let that. So she didn't want to do that. But so yeah, I met the girl at the movie, and I remember all my buddies said, "Now, just put your arm around her, man. Just reach up around her, put your arm around her, and kind of snuggle up, And other guys would do that, but my arm wouldn't work. You know what I mean? I couldn't command it to go around this girl. You know what I mean? I couldn't command it to move. And then the next thing they said, while you're there at the movie, just reach over and hold her hand while you're watching the movie. But my hand wouldn't work. It wouldn't move. I mean, I was paralyzed. My whole right side was paralyzed. And if I touched her, it was like an electric shock, Anyway, that's crazy. But that's life, guys. When you're growing up, everything is magnified times 10,000. And now, at my age 76, I magnify it by taking a trip. That adds a little electricity to my life, But God, you guys, some of you guys got to remember that. Even now, if there's any of you young guys watching, to touch a girl was just, I don't know, maybe it's changed now. Shit, maybe girls have become so much like guys it doesn't even matter. Hell, they go into, they want to play football and go in the boys' restroom, and the boys want to go in the girls' restroom. I guess it's changed, I would say. But having said all that, the good old days, These are the good old days. Yep, anticipation. Carly Simon. What a girl, what a girl, what a girl. Well, guys, I'm going to end this video. Why? I don't have a reason, man. I don't. I could chat along for another hour or so, and both of you viewers would still be with me, you know, because it's a Sunday morning. Maybe the road noise ain't too bad, but yeah. But this is Texas, Southwest Texas. Yeah, this all, of course, used to be part of, actually, Texas was, many years ago, the northern part of Mexico, and that's why they lost the war with the Texicans back when, was because it was so damn far north from Mexico City and the power center that it was hard to feed and take care and get the ammo to the army, because, you know, he's marching 10,000 soldiers up here to fight at the Alamo. You know, they got to eat and drink water, and, you know, and that ain't easy, and they got to have ammunition. But anyway, so when they got up here, things started getting a little thin, and so finally they just kind of ran out of steam, and that was the end of that stuff. Crazy how the nations are formed. Then Texas became a republic, and was for a few years, and then became part of the United States. But when it became part of the United States, it retained a lot of rights that a republic had. Whatever, there's something that confuses that issue. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, guys, from wherever I am, between Brackettville, Texas, and Rock Springs, Texas, this is Rusty78609 saying, thumbs up, guys. Carpe diem. Enjoy a Sunday drive. Carpe diem. Adios. Bye-bye. Buy anything you want. Use the Amazon link in the description of all my videos if you want to. If you don't fool with it. Drink plenty of water. Stretch, walk. Stand guard at the door of your mind and enjoy your life. And anticipate something exciting, guys. There's not a better feeling. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.